What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a comparison that a lot of you have been asking for, the Canon R8 versus the R6 Mark II. These two full-frame mirrorless cameras share a lot under the hood, but they also have some significant differences that make them suited for different types of creators and budgets. So if you're trying to decide which one is the right fit for your photography and videography needs, you're in the right place. We're going to break down everything from image quality and autofocus to video features, ergonomics, and of course, the price. So let's get into it. So let's start with what truly matters, image quality. And here's a surprising truth. Both the R8 and the R6 Mark II share the exact same 24.2 megapixel full frame sensor and the same DJI processor. So what does that mean for you? It means that in terms of pure image quality, resolution, color science, and dynamic range, you're essentially getting the exact same performance from both cameras. Whether you're shooting portraits, landscapes, or everyday moments, both of these cameras will deliver clean images, and truly, pixel for pixel, the still image output is almost identical. So if top tier image quality is your main concern, you're off to a great start with either option. All right, here we have a couple of example images from both cameras. So we got the same people, same location, same edit, just different cameras. On the left here, we have the R6 II with the 35, and on the right is the R8 with the 85. That's typically how I shoot, since the 85 is stabilized and the R8 doesn't have stabilization. So I'll put the 35 on the camera with the IBIS and then the stabilized lens on the camera without it. And I've just been really pleased. So you got skin tones are almost identical. The color science is identical. The sharpness, everything just looks so good. Okay, here are a couple more examples from an engagement session I did last weekend. So R6 II with the 35 on the left, R8 with the 85 on the right, and you just cannot tell the difference between these two cameras, which is great for anybody that does weddings and using two bodies or just needing a backup camera. Me personally, I use the R8 a lot in studio for locking it off on a tripod. That's my in-studio camera, but I also shoot mostly primes, and it just works out where I can put a 35 and an 85 or a 50 and an 85 and not have to switch lenses. I just have both bodies on me. All right, last image. This is just a little pop quiz. Which camera do you think took this shot? If you guessed the R6 II, you would be right, because it's a 35 millimeter. Both cameras also use Canon's incredible dual pixel AF2 system, which is fantastic. Subject detection for humans, animals, and even vehicles is incredibly sticky and reliable. However, there are some key differences in how they utilize this power. The R6 Mark II boasts a blazingly fast 40 frames per second with its electronic shutter, and a very respectable 12 frames per second with its mechanical shutter. The R8 matches the 40 frames per second electronic shutter, but its mechanical shutter is limited to an electronic first curtain shutter at 6 frames per second, and it lacks a full mechanical shutter altogether. All right, the R6 Mark II and mechanical shutter, and the R8 with electronic first curtain. Now R6 II electronic shutter, R8 electronic shutter. For sports, fast action, or any scenario where you need to freeze a precise moment, the R6 Mark II's full mechanical shutter and higher burst rate are a significant advantage, especially for avoiding potential rolling shutter distortion with the electronic shutter. Now, video creators pay close attention, because both the R8 and the R6 Mark II are absolute powerhouses for video, especially considering their price points. They both offer uncropped 4K 60 video oversampled from 6K, which means they are incredibly sharp and detailed. They also support Canon Log 3, and both shoot up to 180 frames per second in full HD and support live streams. But here are the crucial differences for video. Number 1, in-body image stabilization. This is probably the biggest difference. The R6 II features a 5-axis in-body image stabilization, offering up to 8 stops of stabilization when combined with a stabilized RF lens. The R8, however, does not have IBIS. For handheld video, especially running gun shooting or low light situations, the IBIS on the R6 II is a game changer. It makes your footage significantly smoother and more professional looking without needing a gimbal on every shot. If you plan on shooting a lot of handheld video, the R6 II is a clear winner here. If you're always on a tripod or gimbal, the R8 is still a fantastic option. It does have two different options for electronic stabilization that work well, but keep in mind that it is achieving this by cropping in, so you will lose some field of view. So this 4K 30 image stabilization is turned off at the moment, so it's probably a little bit bouncy, but I plan to turn that on here in just a second. All right, so there's two different modes of electronic image stabilization, or what they call movie mode on the R8. So there's just on, and then there's enhanced. Right now we're just in the on image stabilization. What do you think? We're pretty good? Ooh. Got dark over here. All right, now this is enhanced stabilization. And I'm at 16 millimeters, so it appears to be a pretty significant crop, but that's okay. There we go. The R6 II offers virtually unlimited recording times in 4K, whereas the R8 has a 2-hour record limit due to its more compact body, heat dissipation, and Canon's pay-to-play mentality. For long-form content, interviews, or event videography, the R6 II's extended recording capabilities are a huge plus. Also, the R6 II supports 6K ProRes RAW external recording via HDMI to a compatible recorder, which the R8 does not. This is a niche feature for professional videographers who need maximum flexibility in post-production, who are probably not in the market for an R8 anyway. The R8 is noticeably smaller and lighter at 461 grams, making it incredibly portable and great for travel or as a secondary body. It pairs extremely well with Canon's more budget lineup of lenses, but with larger lenses, it can become front heavy and uncomfortable over time. The R6 II is larger and heavier at 670 grams, offering a more substantial grip that many professionals prefer, especially with larger lenses. The R6 II also has more physical controls, including a dedicated joystick for AF point selection and additional dials, which allows for more quicker and more intuitive settings changes. The R8 has a more simplified layout similar to Canon's Rebel series, which can be great for beginners but might feel a bit limiting for experienced users. In fact, the R8 body is a repurpose from the RP. So as you can see, the R6 Mark II is significantly larger than the R8, but that's one of the R8's defining characteristics. It's smaller, it's lighter, it packs away easier, and it works really, really well with Canon's budget prime lenses. Even when compared to the EOS R, it's still significantly smaller. The R was Canon's first attempt at the mirrorless camera lineup, and it's more on par with the R6 Mark II than it is the R8. Even when you're looking at it from the front, the R8 is still significantly smaller than the other two models. Battery life is another significant difference. The R6 II uses the higher capacity LP-E6NH, while the R8 uses the smaller LP-E117, which if you're coming from the RP or even a Rebel series, you probably already have a bunch of these batteries anyway. But the R6 II will last much longer, and you will definitely need spare batteries for the R8. There are dual UHS 2 SD card slots on the R6 II that offer crucial redundancy for professional work and faster buffer clearing. The R8 only has a single UHS 2 slot and about a 1.5 second buffer, or about 60 shots. Now for paid gigs, events, or any situation where losing data is just absolutely not an option, dual card slots are a non-negotiable feature. The EVF is another area where you'll notice a significant improvement on the R6 II. If you're coming up from, say, the Rebel series or the R or the RP, you probably won't notice much of a difference, but the R6 II has a higher resolution 3.69 million dot OLED EVF. It provides a much more clear and detailed viewing experience compared to the R8's 2.36 million dot. Both models do share the same 3-inch vari-angle LCD though. Alright, now let's talk about the price. This is often the most deciding factor for most people. As of right now, the Canon EOS R8 retails for $12.99. I did pick mine up on a President's Day sale, or maybe it was a Columbus Day sale. I don't know. It's a refurbished unit for $8.99, and you can pick them up on a sale pretty often. A few times a year, Canon has a sale. You need to get on the list. If that's something that you're into, you can go to canon.com and get on a list to be notified when one is available. But the R6 II right now is $19.99. It's on sale several times a year too, and the R6 III will be dropping soon. So I expect the R6 II to be dropping, yeah, I don't know how, probably a couple $100 at best. But that is a pretty significant price difference, but it is something to be considered that you get dual card slots, more control with wheels, buttons, and a joystick, and most importantly, IBIS. So now that we broke all this down, which camera do you think is right for you? Well, you should consider the R8 if you're on a tighter budget but want full frame quality. It offers an incredible bang for your buck. If you prioritize portability and a lightweight setup, it's fantastic for travel or just an everyday camera. Or you primarily shoot stills or video mostly on a tripod or gimbal. If IBIS isn't essential for your workflow, it's perfect for you. Or if you're just a hobbyist or enthusiast who wants excellent image quality and autofocus without all the professional bells and whistles. And you should consider the R6 II if you're a professional or serious enthusiast and you shoot a lot of handheld video, because IBIS really is a game changer here. If you need dual card slots for redundancy and peace of mind, if you require excellent battery life for long shooting sessions, or you frequently shoot fast action, sports, or wildlife and need the mechanical shutter and deeper buffer, or you value superior ergonomics, more physical controls, and a better viewfinder. Alright, so what's the conclusion? Well, both the Canon R8 and the R6 II are exceptional full-frame mirrorless cameras that leverage Canon's latest technology. The R8 gives you an incredible image quality and autofocus in a compact and affordable package, making it an amazing entry into full frame. The R6 II takes that foundation and builds on it with professional grade features like IBIS, dual card slots, and better battery life and ergonomics. Ultimately, the best camera for you comes down to your specific needs, your budget, and how you plan to use it. Neither is better in any single aspect, but one will undoubtedly be better for your workflow. That's going to do it for this one. I hope this video helped you make an informed decision. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you found it at all helpful, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. As always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.